ready? Okay. Red Lit on the Truth with People's Choice. We got Poet Truth with us. You hear me? And he's gonna be hosting our next Lit Linguistics on 11/28 at Neat Restaurant and Bar. Ow! Yeah, and you've already been on one.
Yeah.
This is our first interview, so go ahead and get it in twice. You know
I'm so ready.
We're gonna turn up.
Yeah. You never been to one? Get ready.
Yeah.
It's on.
This next one's a nice lineup too.
Oh my God.
They all nice lineups. Yeah. You know, we're honored to have you. Thank you for doing this interview.
Right on.
Yeah, Truth. You've been in the game a long time, bro.
Man.
So how long exactly?
Man, I started poetry in 202.
Oh wow.
I've been since
21 years.
Yep, 202. I started when Legacy was down on Delmar a little further. Legacy used to be down on Delmar a little further than what it was, and then they moved down to where they at. But
that was the first spot you went to.
Yep, the first time I ever heard of poetry. Yep.
Damn. Okay, so who was on the scene when you stepped on?
They was gods back then. 16 Bars, Shay Brown. You know, I was a peon. I didn't know nobody. I was nervous, scared. You know, they was just Brother Ting, Barkin. All those dudes they was monsters. Starlight, all them. You know, they had the game and they was running with it.
Anybody take you under their wing?
No, I just.
Was there anybody that you were performing in front of that you was like, when they tell me I'm dope?
Yeah, like, I was waiting on. I was my favorite poet back then was she was from the East Side. What is her name? You had on one of your shows. Wow, what is her name? She a school teacher. Misinterpretation. When I heard her, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. When I heard Misinterpretation, when I heard Shay Brown, when I heard Brother Ting was another one. I was like, man,
he's got such a dope style.
It was just so many dope poets back then, you know.
So what brought you to the mics? Like what even brought you around? Like how'd you even get hip?
I started at me and my girlfriend at the time. We started going to poetry shows. We tried to just find an alternate, something to do. And I eventually married her. And she was like, man, you pretty good. You should go. And I would let her hear my writing. She said, you should go to a show. I think she found the show. We went there, and I was hooked after that, man. She passed in a car accident, and I always remember her saying, you should try poetry. So I was like, thank God I did, because that was my vent. That's what got me through, you know, what happened with her and everything. So I would just write poems and spit poetry and everything. So it was cool.
What brought you to, so you said it got you through. What was your starting point to writing? Like what brought your pen to paper? Like what was that?
I was like, at the time, I think we were at war. We was in, I think, Afghanistan or something like that. You had the war going on. You had this was before the Mike Brown.
Right.
Before Mike Brown, it was a guy named Cookie Thornton, I think his name was, and they killed him in I think it was in it was in Clayton or something like that, over some. He shot a bunch of people over some property he had or something. But you know, and everybody was talking about that, and I was always a advocate of Black Power and rights and all that. So I just started writing and speaking on stuff like that, and I stayed with it. I went through the grind though. My poetry was, my route I took was totally different than everybody else. I used to spit poetry in the clubs. I'm talking about where everybody drunk and ooh, nobody want to hear that shit. No, I came out of that doing poetry from there, and I figured, you know, if I can make it doing, you know, with all those hecklers and stuff doing there, by the time I got back to the poetry scene, I was ready.
So who was having that first show up there at Legacy? Whose show was that?
Oh God, it was Starlight was she was a host. Who else? Floyd Barkin, I think he had he would host now and then. I've been through maybe 4 or 5 transitions of poetry since poetry started. You know, from Starlight to Lewis to what was that guy's name? I mean, I've seen so many people take the helm and run with it, and to energy where she at right now.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people, you know, that was before her do it, and it's always been St. Louis poetry has always been a hell of a what word I want to use we've always had that home base. It's just, you know, we like the inflation, it's up and down, it's up and down, up and down, but it's always been there.
So since then to now, you think we closer? You think that the community?
I think this batch of poets, this run of poetry it manifested itself into where St. Louis is really going to be recognized as a place where poets are from.
Facts. I agree with that.
I really do. I think that
moving some shit with it.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people don't know, but you've also hosted a couple open mics and stuff yourself, yeah?
I used to have a show back in the day called Soul Stage.
Okay.
At the time, everybody would be, that was the place to be. It was if you was a poet, you came Soul Stage. If you was
where was Soul Stage at?
We had so many. We moved around so much. We first started off on the landing. We moved from the landing. Then we moved on West Florissant. Then we moved on. Man, we had so many places. Del Mar. We've been everywhere. We had venues everywhere.
What's your favorite spot you think you've performed at?
I always loved Legacy.
Yeah,
I love Legacy. Yeah, Legacy.
What about some of your biggest accomplishments? Like, what are some, you know, to whatever in regards to you? Like,
I've won host of the year. I've won. I've been on Poetry Slam team. I've been. I travel a lot, a whole lot. I go out of town. Hit a lot of out of town joints every day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, tell me what you got coming up, man.
I got coming up. We got your show, of course.
Yeah.
Get ready for
Linguistics.
I be saying Linguini, but little linguistics.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's coming up on the 28th.
Okay.
Then I got a show on the 25th. That's over on the east side. If you ain't doing them poets, east side. If you've never been there, beautiful spot. It's on 6500 Missouri.
Come through. What day is that?
That's the 25th.
Okay. All right. All right. And how can we find you and book you, bro?
You can find me at Abby, aka The Truth. That's Instagram, or you can find me at Calvin Rogers, Facebook. Yeah. That's it.
Well, thank you, Truth. Thank you. We're honored to have you on the show. We're honored that you interviewed with us. You know, it's all love, man. Yeah, we appreciate seeing you out every time we see you.
Right on.
Yeah, all love, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.